I'm here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, good evening, race fans. Welcome, man. We are live here at Martinsville Raceway tonight for some super late model racing action here for the Five Kings Motorsports Crooked Line Racing League. And if you have not seen these guys, it is going to be a good one as the qualifying just wrapped up. We've got 19 of some awesome bad fast guys going to come around this short track. And Alex, I tell you, you know, and I know Martinsville can bring about some exciting racing. We love it. But first off, last week's winner, Alex Coffey, has to start from the back. That's one of the rules here. You know, it's kind of like that. I've seen the rule done many a times, but it's kind of like, you know, you win one week, well, you got to start in the back and see if you can bring it through the front. So, it was work cut out for him. We'll have to watch out throughout the race.
Absolutely, and like you said here at Martinsville, the paperclip. Once these guys get pretty single file evened out, we'll see what Alex Coffey can bring to the table in words of bringing it up to the front from the rear, because that's even with just 19 cars, that's still a pretty big task.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I mean, also be some good sighting racing. Now, a few things, 125 laps. I can go by real quick on a short track here. These guys tonight, they got 100% fuel. Fuel should not be an issue. I talked to some of the guys before the race. Shouldn't be an issue. But then again, hey, you just never know how the race, is going to pan out. Obviously, we got some green, white checkers. Got 3 attempts at that. So, kind of play out. Tires is another thing. Yes, you will see some guys take some tires, but from my understanding, track position is more important. So, that's kind of something we're really going to have to, look at. And you kind of gonna have to be the leader out there and kind of weigh that, the benefits of, new tires or old tires.
Right. I think that adds another factor into just your strategy in general. I mean, personally, I think 2 sets of tires for 125 laps, I think that's pretty fair to make it challenging for these guys. So we'll see how they make it happen here at Martinsville tonight with just those 2 sets of tires. I'm pretty excited to see what these guys got rolling around in these slick-looking machines we got tonight.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, the super late models here, and folks, I'll go ahead and admit, I don't know a lot about them. It's just about like the Tuesday with Tanner up here. I mean, he educates me a lot on the tour modifies. Pace cars in. We're getting set to go green flag. Jason Day and company up front. Green flag flies. We're racing. A little checkup in the back, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a thin track, too. Like, in the turns, I mean, you're super surprised to see 3 wides. It looks like someone's already rubbing up in the wall back there.
Yeah, a little
got 3
wall
wide here
banging
in the back stretch.
That's about 13th place spot right there, Alice. You got Mike Klein. That's Bradley Heo. Hope I said his last name right there. But, yeah, they're already 2x2. And what these guys are trying to get bumped in the back. 18's around. That's Jason Powell. Man, got Powell in the back. Caution's out. Go back on the replay, see what happened. That's pretty much he was on the outside right there. I think, from what we saw before, he maybe just had to check up a little bit. They were side by side. Everybody's just trying to get, down low or get in line. Had an opening right there. The 44 just drove it in there. And, yeah, he just had to check up just a little bit, and the car behind him nowhere to go. That's just short track racing right there.
Yeah, the 44 there. Jason Raymond just flew that thing in there into the turn right there. But, I mean, sometimes that's how you go here on these short tracks, like you were saying, man. This short track racing is it's rewarding, but at the same time, it's really aggravating.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see real quick. We can bring up Tanner up here and get a word with him right fast. Hey, Tanner, it's Joe in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, I got you, buddy. What's up?
Man, real quick, I know we didn't get many laps in right there with a couple, but how does the track feel just on the start right now with the new tires?
It's gripped up, Joe. That's the best way I can explain it. I saw the top 2 guys. They're a little bit quicker on short run speed, so I'm hoping, like we talked about earlier, I'm hoping they kind of burn their stuff up. Because, man, the set's feeling good right now. It's feeling really, really good.
Well, I noticed out there on the card, I got to say, it looks like one of them Pepto-Bismol cars, so don't get too much heartburn out there.
Oh, so you are seeing the pink car, huh?
I am seeing the pink car. Yes, I am.
That's new for tonight. We made it basically as a joke, and, well, we're out here with it now, Joe.
Hey, I tell you what, good luck out there.
Thank you, buddy.
There you go. That's Tanner right there. So, we'll set to see. He's out there. Seems pretty optimistic on the run here tonight. Jason's the man up front, so that's what he was talking about. And, we talk about that too, Alex. We've got other leagues we talk about. And, some guys are better on the short run. Some guys are better on the long run. The thing about it is, though, is when you get into these caution, and I hate to say it, it's a caution-style race, let's say it, it benefits those short run guys because they're not wearing those tires out as much as what they would be.
Right, like you said, we talk about it pretty frequently, and you get that with every league. You get in pretty much every level. You get guys that are good short run, guys that are good long run. But these races that I'm not going to say this is going to be one, but those races that do have a lot of cautions, like you were just saying, definitely do favor those guys, because those long run guys they just can't get up to their long run speed.
That's it. We'll pace cars in, going back green. We see Jason gets a good jump. Here comes Tanner to the inside. Chris, what's up, Nathan and the official? How y'all doing out there? Yeah, a little too early for some mistakes. Got to be mindful of what's going on in front of you. Still 2x2 back here around about the 7th place spot. Here is these guys are just all trying to jockey around and get their positions. You can see them. Everybody wants to go single file and get down low as quick as they can.
Right, because that low line is definitely the preferred line here at this track. So I think this is kind of where you need to bite and take those chances to get those positions, because once you get single filed out, you get in some traffic, it can get really hard to pass people in an effective manner here.
Yeah, you see Mettler right there on the outside. He's got Raymond there, Klein on the inside at 20. You can just see how good that low line is going into the turn. He's just able to make the pass. No bite up on the top side. He was able to get in line. Here comes Raymond, though. That's at 44. You got Bogo. I hope I said it right. As the yellow flag is out. Not sure. Oh! Who is that? Jason Powell.
That guy is fat. That is not pit road speed.
No, let's go back on the replay and see what happened here, because Jason was on pit road there. I don't know how in the world he ended up down on pit road. He's back here battling in the back. And down low right now. Oh, he just got turned around. He got straight, though. He drove it off down at pit road like 100 mile an hour. And hey. Yeah.
Throttle got stuck.
Obviously. Yeah, must have hit the linkage on that one. So, caution here. Jason Day, still the man out front. Chris right there. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit those likes and shares. Hit the sub button out there if you liked, and follow along with us here weekly. We got tomorrow night. We're here with the Crooked Line Racing 5 Kings Motorsports. We got Tour Modifieds though tomorrow. It's kind of a super late models one night, Tour Modifieds the next. I have some good 2 nights of racing here. I mean, now late models. I was talking earlier here, and I know we were talking about them. You know, and I'm gonna learn a lot. And if you're out there in the chat, hey, more than welcome to chime in with some tech talk on us here. You know, because I'm learning a lot about Tour Modifieds with Tanner on Tuesday night there. But as far as these super late models, you know, to me, I know they run them in real life. They're almost like what the ARCA cars would be like, you know, in NASCAR. But they do have super late models in real life, Alex. So there actually is a series, but it's mostly short track stuff that gets run.
Right, I'm right there with you, Joe. I'm eager to learn about this type of car, because I've never been up here with you with super late model. It's just been Cup trucks and Xfinity, so pretty stoked to see what we can pick up on and broaden that spectrum, you know.
Well, let's look up a little bit since we're in the caution here, and there's a little bit on the super late models, horsepower wise. You know, U.S. and Canada typical, you know, engines upward about 600 horses. They have the V8. They're about 2,750 pound weight, so very light style car. Usually, like I say, run on a lot of short track. We'll get back out there in a minute as the green flag flies. Jason gets a good jump out front. Jack Brown right there is the man on the inside. He's got Zimmerman up high on him. That's a good battle for around about 4th, 5th, and 6th place spot. And you can just already see these guys are wanting to get down low very quickly, but that inside lane just kind of closes in on them.
How does the handling usually go on these, Joe?
Oh, they handle pretty much like a stock car. I mean, it's close. I mean, obviously the weight is the biggest. I mean, you know, and I know a NASCAR car is 3,400 pounds roughly, and it's around, well, depending on the track, 1.5 miles, 550 horses or so, or it could be anywhere from 800 horses. On the short track like Martinsville, it's going to be the 800 horsepower package, but 3,400 pounds as opposed to 2,700 pounds here, 600 horses in these cars. They're going to handle probably like what the older Cup car package would have handled like, is what I'm going to think. fast, nimble, light. Should be able to put them anywhere you want them to. It all depends on the set too. And a lot of guys tonight are saying that it's tight. So that could lead to some guys overdriving this car. And you see right here, good battle going on. Zimmerman right there. He's in a mix, that 28 machine up high.
Right, I'm looking at a thing right now that says...
20's around. In the wall, that's Klein. He was able to keep that thing going straight, but let's go back on the replay here. Check that again and see what happened to him. He was right there in at 20, and we'll get back to what you're talking about here in a minute, but yeah, somebody just didn't like the Bills and went out there and just kind of slammed a little bit. Let's see, he went on the inside, drove it down on the inside right there. He was side by side, door to door, heading off into the turn, coming out, and it looks like he thought he was clear. Wasn't clear. Luckily, that thing spun around like it did, but that puts us under caution here. And just like that, I mean, and I know, Alex, that's just short track racing there. And sometimes the spotter on here doesn't tell you, could tell you, hey, you're clear. But by the time it tells you you're clear, well, guess what? That car behind you could already close that gap up. What's up, Extreme? How you doing, man? I tell you what, Extreme Dirt Racing. How y'all doing out there?
Yeah, like you said, Joe, it's just short track racing, man. And with the lag between the, I guess you could say the stock spotter or whatever you want to say,
sure,
call it, for iRacing, just a little bit behind.
Hey, now here's some interesting things here. You was talking about what's the difference between a late model and the super late model. The late model stock chassis is based off the NASCAR National Touring Car with a steering box, a center link, and a truck arms. The weight's anywhere from 3 to 3,100 pounds. Meanwhile, a super late model is super lightweight aluminum interior car with a 2,800 pounds with the rack and pinion 3-link suspension. So almost like two totally different cars. One's lighter, so the super late model is obviously lighter than the late model.
I was gonna say, when you were hitting on the older package and whatnot, and being pretty versatile, I was like, yo, some of these dudes are just slinging these cars around, man.
Sure. Well, they got the power and they got the weight,
Right? Like, you just tap that thing and it shoots down 2 lanes.
Sure. Just kind of looking here. Obviously, it's the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, which is what they run, and then you've got the Super Late Model Series, which is kind of what they run on the the asphalt side of things here. And folks, I'm just kind of reading about some tech stuff here and there. And they do run super late models on dirt. There is a dirt series that runs that. So, don't get it confused. There actually is, obviously we're running super late models here on asphalt, and they do have them on the dirt side of things. Two totally different cars. I mean, obviously chassis wise is way different because it's dirt, but green flag flies, and we're seeing some good racing. And the one thing I can see, and obviously this is just basically Martinsville, everybody wants to get down to that low line.
Yeah, like I hit on earlier, that low line definitely the preferred line. It's your fastest way around this track all the time.
On board here with Chris Stitz. I hope I said it right. Not Chris, let me know. Ride and see what he looks like. He's taking it in pretty high right there coming out of turn. Looks pretty steady. Not jerking the wheel, not sawing on it. See how he looks going to turn. Looks pretty steady right now. Car looks pretty good. He doesn't look like it's upset or anything.
Nah, it looks good. And then you see who I believe is the... Nah, it can't be.
What's
Never
that?
mind. I was going to say that black car in the rearview mirror. I thought that was a 44, but I was mistaken.
Oh, now, I will tell you the name right here, Willie Everham. He is actually kin to Ray Everham and all. Tanner tells me on the every Tuesday. I don't want to mess it up, and I do know he is kin to Ray Everham and those guys. I think it's the uncle or cousin or somewhere in that area of who it is. So, yeah, Willie Everham, definitely his name, Everham. He is kin to the Everham family there, so good to see him out. And he actually runs, I think, some of these the Tour Modified, super late models, that is, in real life. Right now, looking good in 10th place spot.
Heck yeah. Looks like...
Look who's up to 12, man. Remember him? Alex Coffey, last week's winner. Had to start from the back.
There he is, that nice looking 7 machine right there, climbing through the ranks.
That is a nice looking car, ain't it? We get some nice looking paint jobs out here, by the way.
Yeah, some of them are pretty wicked.
Yeah, the Willy Wonka car behind him, though.
Ooh.
Wonka Wonka.
Augustus Gloop in the Chocolate River.
But I tell you what, and blinked a little bit. Where'd he go? All right, we'll go to another car. But I will say this, damage here, you can get away with it a little bit. It's obviously a short track. Aerodynamics doesn't play a huge factor as much as horsepower and all that, but you can see some good racing going on here. It's around about the 12th place spot, and we always talk about that 10th place spot. Seems to be the hot spot for most people to be battling for.
Yeah, it is. Looks like this group right here, you got back from 10th to probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 17th place right here in this little group right here. So let's see what some of these guys can get rolling, because this is where the action happens.
You're right, Matt. Five Kings Motorsports, and right now that'd be Tanner and company. Tanner right now looking pretty good. I told him earlier, looked like Pepto-Bismol machine out there tonight. So hopefully doesn't get too much heartburn. He's hoping those guys in front of him wear their tires out. He said they're more of a short run, type of racer, and we'll have to see what happens. He's more of a long run. He's got that McConey setup shop. I've mentioned him before, Jeff McConey, who was in the booth with me all last year. And I remember when Jeff started McConey Setup Shop LLC and whatnot, and he's the first LLC setup shop there is on iRacing. And I remember when he did that, he was in the booth with me. I appreciate him, and it's awesome the things he's been able to do with a lot of the pro drivers and a lot of stuff with the tracks around. He's really big with Stanford Speedway and the Tour Modifieds and whatnot. And one of the great sponsors here of the Five Kings Motorsports, Crooked Line Racing. And Extreme out there said, you're just a simple hot dog salesman. All right, well, like I said, I love hot dogs now. I mean, we can get the virtual hot dogs. Alex, go get the virtual hot dogs, man.
I can go get some real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go. The top 2 guys look like they're pulling away pretty good. Jason Day, he's been on pole up front of all night long. Chris Carroll right there behind him. You got Tanner hanging on the 3rd. Christian Pittman, another name is pretty good out here, sitting in 4th, Stitz there in 5th. Zimmerman up to 6th. You got Jack Brown, and we go back here. That's around about that. That's kind of a cluster of machines right there. There's 3 cars for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Then you go right behind them. Looks like that 10th place spot here, Alex, is already split up a little bit.
Yeah, it has. This group's pulling away a little bit. You can check the comments on the YouTube. Definitely post a couple hot dogs for us. So
there you go.
Got those rolling.
Hashtag Dogfest. There we go. MF Racing Designs did an awesome job on. Yeah, I don't know all the Five King Motorsports drivers. I know Tanner's one of them, and Tanner gives me insight every Tuesday. Oh, that car bounced off the wall back there. I don't know who that was. That was Fred Barb. I just go with Barb. Barbarera. I just say Fred
Barberry?
Barberry, yeah, I just go Fred Barb. Frank Barb, my bad. I don't know why I said Fred. Frank Barb. Sorry about that. What's up, Polo? How you doing out there?
That's definitely me posting the hot dogs.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Polo. Oh, okay.
Pollo Loco.
Pollo Loco.
Crazy chicken.
All right. Put you as an admin so you can put some links and stuff out there. There you go. Well, this man out front, Jason Day, it's been all him. If Tanner was right on what he's saying right now, Jason's been able to modulate and do pretty good with his tires, which, we're only we're lap 40-some right now. So we're getting close to, well, not quite halfway, but we'll see when the fall-off happens here. You can see Carroll right there behind him, Tanner hanging on. He's got his own problems with Pittman behind him.
Yeah, it looks like I'm trying to see when that fall-off is happening too, Joe, because I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna fall off to where some of these guys behind them are gonna be able to catch them pretty quick, or if it's gonna be a little like stretched out kind of thing. I mean, they're not super far behind, but this is Martinsville, and I mean it's half miles. It don't look long, but it could take a while to make up that gap.
And this is the thing too. I talked to some of the drivers there in Tanner, one of them, and they were speaking of not too much tire fall off here, or well, tire fall, but you won't see guys taking tires unless they absolutely have to. The track position is too important, and they said they can make it all the way on fuel, so that's another thing. So it's going to be curious to see, or I'm curious to see if they go towards the end here, if caution flies late. What do these guys do? Do you obviously, if you're, to me, if you're back, let's say 13th, 14th place spot, it's a no-brainer. Come in the pits, put 4 tires on. You don't got much to lose. But if you're up here with these guys like Pittman, Tanner, Carroll, Day, and all those, I'm going to say you're going to have to stay out.
I think, because I think of it this way, if you're up front like Jason Day is, and you keep it this way, you get a super late caution, maybe 10 laps to go. Either you are gonna not go and be a sitting duck, or you're gonna go and nobody's gonna follow you.
Yeah, true.
I feel like it's such a hard
even
decision.
like Tanner said, he said even if he was up front, he's not going in because the track position's so great. If he gets marred back in traffic, and it's actually fitting for what he's saying, because what we're seeing right here, like Brown and company, which is around about 7th place spot, you can see the gap. He's about 6.5 seconds behind Jason Day. So you can see right now that these guys are losing a lot of ground and not making up in it. You don't see anybody really making any big-time passes. You see right there, the 26 is Jack Brown almost overdrove that turn, had to get on the binders heavy.
Yeah, I think with that gap that you were talking about, Joe, this isn't a track where it's easy to make up that time, and that's why we keep saying the track position is so crucial here, because it's so hard to make up that time unless you got the newer tires on. But you don't want to risk it because you'll go, what, a lap,
and even like Coffee right here, who started at Tail Field 19th. He's up to 10th, but he's not been able to make any more headway. Those early cautions, I think, is what's helped him. So really that kind of tells you something right there. I mean, last week's winner has not been able to move forward. Well, while we're looking at that, and we talk about points here, Chris Carroll, who is sitting in second right now, is leading the points after we're only in race number 3. Anything can happen. And you talk about Coffee right here, who won last week. He's sitting second points. Tanner's third in points. So Coffee definitely wants to make up some time in order to get up there. He doesn't want to lose too much to Tanner and those guys points-wise.
Right. Even if it's still early, like you were saying, you still don't want to. You want to mitigate the loss as much as possible.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what he's shooting for. Is Tanner's definitely got his hands full here. Now he's got a couple other cars coming up, getting in the mix.
So that's Stitz and Zimmerman right there. Pittman's all over the back end of him. As you can see, Tanner's looks like his car's getting just a little bit tight heading off into the turn. It's kind of washing up the track a little bit. He keeps doing that. He could open the inside door up for Pittman. He'll put his nose down long as he keeps that inside lane. But then again, it's his Martinsville. We talk about the bump and run a lot on short tracks. I love seeing that bump and run if done right. I don't want you rolling over a guy and, trying to Bigfoot him or something. But you can see right there, he keeps doing that. Pittman might be able to shove right on the inside of him. There's a bump. Right. Boom, there's one right there.
Yeah. See, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Obviously, it's not a
didn't work really well, but it worked.
Taker one, but
we got a caution. Mike Klein. Uh-oh. On replay here, see what happened to Mike Klein. He's all by himself right here. Let's see if he had some heavy. Got 7 closed in on him. I wonder if he just didn't know the 7 was there and they just come together and, yep, that's what it looks like. And, boom, he's around.
Mr. Coffee.
Yep. All right, well, now we got pit stops. Okay, so what do you think, tires?
We're a little shy of halfway.
Any tires? See what Tanner does. I'm gonna say he takes 2 tires.
2 tires?
I'll say 2. What do you think?
Man, I don't know. I probably would have saved it until like a caution that was maybe, I don't know. If we were to get one, maybe like lap.
Say 2 tires. All right, he's
80
going
or
for 2
90.
tires at least on the right side. Usually when they go 2 tires, or usually when they go tires on the right side, they're going 4 tires. Yep, and he went 4 tires. So top 3 guys, all 4 tires. So there we go. Ooh, and his pit stop was slow. It's going to knock him back to 4th place too. Now I'm not used to, now these pit stops here, obviously we're used to what? 13, 14 second pit stops.
Yeah.
These are like 20 and 23 seconds.
I think, did I see it? Did Coffee only come take 2?
Coffee did not pit.
Oh, he
The
did?
top 6 guys did not pit.
I saw
Zimmerman,
him rolling
Eo,
off.
Evernham, Bogo, Barb, and Coffee did not pit. And remember, I mean, so remember this. We're just saying that tires will be the benefiting factor here. Obviously, this is a hard place to pass. And if you can hold those guys up long enough, those tires are going to neutralize out. Now, Coffee in the position he's in, yeah, Zimmerman is the one that's probably in the best position of all this, because he's got all those other guys behind him that are sitting behind him on the same amount of tires. So, you know, naturally, Day and him's got to get through all them other machines. But then again, you know, and by the time they do that, if you can hold them off long enough, there you go. So let's see how well it pans out here. Pace car's in. Don't spin the tires on the start. That's the biggest thing too. So here we go. Green flag. We're back racing. And somebody does in the back. Jack Brown. Saw it live right there. Brown just spun those tires right around.
Yee-hoo.
Ouch.
Definitely
There you
one
go.
of the
RD. Absolutely.
definitely one of the downsides, I guess you could say, to not taking tires on that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's obviously we know there's a good and a bad to it. You know, that's the one thing we always talk about. You know, they've been out here for what, about 50 some laps. Well, now we're 60 some laps. You got guys on older tires, guys on newer tires. The pace car's taking its own sweet time getting up here. You got guys on older tires, guys on newer tires, and you just got to be careful on those restarts.
Yeah, I'm not saying it'll happen every time, but there's just a higher chance that you will on those worn out tires, and
Yes.
we saw it right there.
Let's see. Carroll is the first one on new tires. Sitting back in the 7th place. You got Jason Day there with him. So from 7th on back, everyone is on newer tires. That means your top 6 is on older tires.
Yeah, I think like you were saying, I think Zimmerman's kind of happy with his decision, because like you said, they got to battle through those 5 other cars.
Right, and we've seen this happen at like end of races. This would be a perfect scenario if it was like 10 to go or something. Zimmerman would be up there. He knows that Jason and Carroll and all them have to battle through all them cars. So this is what you'd want as a leader if you stayed out. You want at least 5, 6 other cars to stay out with you, and that way, hopefully by the time those guys do get go through the field, 1, they're just going to run out of time, or 2, they're going to use their tires up.
Yeah, we'll see how these guys make it happen. I mean, obviously we ain't got 10 laps left,
No,
but
second half
you
of the
never
race
know how
though.
long it could take.
Yeah.
I mean, with these 6 up front like that, 6 people to pass still is kind of a Kind of
Martinsville, yeah.
effort
Especially if they stay
takes
side
some
by
effort.
side here, and we go back green. If they get up there, so you see Zimmerman gets a good jump out front. Everybody's like single file. Let's see. Oh, the 29 stuffs it in the wall. Let's actually see who's Carroll right now is the first one with the new tires. You can see him trying to chop through the field. Just very difficult. He's already up to 4th place behind him, but you can just see Jason Day already kind of covered up. He's in that 52 up high, not where he wants to be, but he's coming through the field. He's going to have to utilize those new tires. Caution's out. Scotty Stevens. What happened to him? He's in that 2 machine right there. He had a little help. Oh, yeah, the guy behind him tried to get heavy on the binders. You saw it.
Mr.
Didn't get
Brown.
woed up. Didn't get woed up.
And that's I think that happens a lot with getting new tires versus old tires. I mean, back there, I don't really think it was a difference between the new and old set. But I think once you get those new tires, you get a little more chancy with it. You get a little riskier because you're like, I got those new tires now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's go back and see if we can do a little bit here more research on super late models here and whatnot. So it's it actually says tour schedule for Lucas all late models. So I'm going to take that they run the super late models and the late models. How much does it cost to build one of these cars? Approximately about $34,000 without an engine. An engine to run the IMCA races is the most common in East Iowa. Will cost about $20,000, so about $60,000, give or take, probably. All right. Let's see. A lot of stuff about the dirt late model stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of dirt stuff.
And it is. I mean, pretty much late model, super late models, very famous dirt wise. I'd say the super late model's not on a asphalt side of things, but most of them are showing. Most of it's showing the I guess we need to look at it this way. Asphalt. Let's see. Cars, late model, stock car tour. New Samira. Yeah. Well, if anybody out there knows a lot, real life as far as the super late model goes, we go back green. Out front, still Zimmerman's there, but remember that first guy on newer tires, Carroll, he's right behind him.
And now he's got Jason Day right behind him, too, in that 52. I think these guys will make short work of Zimmerman up front, especially once they get up alongside him, but you never know.
Yeah, right there. I mean, he's gonna protect that inside lane. So Zimmerman is the man right now out front. Got to be very careful when it comes to Carroll. I mean, he's on better set of tires. He should be able to drive off that turn and Zimmerman drove into the turn. Problem is, this car washed up the track. That's going to leave the inside lane open for Carroll. Here he comes. Should be able to shoot down on the inside of him this time.
Yeah, I didn't think Zimmerman was really going to push it that hard that time because he knows that they got fresher tires than he does. So he's going to just be like, I'll take it. You guys can take it, but I'm still going to be right behind
our
you.
Coffee's still hanging on. The 5th place spot, that's a good run for him right now. You see Tanner right there behind him. Remember, Tanner's on a newer set of tires too, and all the guys behind him are Pittman and so forth. They pitted right here, but Coffee's definitely hanging on strong around the 5th place spot with these guys.
Absolutely. He's
got
going to
a
do
wall
his,
there.
Oh, yeah. Just nick the wall a little bit.
Oh, and then the 14 says, get out the way.
Go on, get. Ooh, then he gets a little.
Right on the replay that again. Oh, wow. Pittman got on the inside, caught the quarter panel with the 7. You saw Tanner make the pass. He got the wall, and then Tanner was able to get that wide open run. And then just, boom, Pittman just looked like Pittman just ran into the turn a little bit hard. Got in the back end, and then boom, boom. Where'd it go?
Yeah, it looks like he was coming in pretty hot and had pretty much had nowhere to go. Because he was kind of getting forced up the track.
Short tracking it.
You
Caution. Here for the Five Kings Motorsports. Folks, if you want to check out Five Kings Motorsports, check them out over on Twitch. They have a channel there, and obviously I will say this, viewer discretion advised. I mean, you might hear a few more choice words than what you hear, because it's more of a driver's point of view. As I'm not sure who's the one that's actually streaming or doing the driving over there. I just know it's Five Kings Motorsports. So if you want to check it out, definitely check them out over there on Twitch, and proud that they're the title sponsor here tonight for our Five Kings Motorsports Super Late Model Series here. Crooked Line Racing. We got Chris Carroll, Jason Day, Zimmerman, EO there in 4th, and Tanner hanging on the 5th place spot so far.
definitely had some good, exciting racing so far. And
yeah.
now that we have mixed up pit strategy too,
you know, everybody should make it on fuel. Tires should be no problem from this point on. It's just a matter of, do you want to take the tires and fuel?
I think it'll depend on how much time comes, how much time you got left. I think you're nearing that time where if you didn't pit and you want those new tires, I think that was probably the time to come. If not the next one, if we have one, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we're done. Carroll out front, though. Day's along with him. Well, look at the green flag. We get a good jump. Jason Day did not get the jump he wanted. Zimmerman got that jump on the inside. Remember, he's sitting on those older set of tires, so we'll have to see how well those hold up as the run goes on. Right now, he's doing pretty good with them.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's probably going to take as much as he can on these old tires.
Absolutely. A very good run he's got going on so far. Back here around about the 7th, 8th place spot, you see that's Stitz and Mettler. They got a good battle. A little further back, Evernham right there. Oh, another car slams the wall.
I didn't know we got Darlington stripes at Martinsville.
A lot of these guys. You know, that's the one thing about short track racing here, especially like Martinsville. You know, you're not coming out of here without some sort of, fender rub, or I wouldn't say your car's going to look like it's going to be in a showroom position.
Yeah, probably not.
It'd be safe to say, anyways. Good battle for about 13th spot here. It's Klein and Coffee.
Yeah, both of them get involved in some turnaround wrecks and whatnot, now battling each other.
Remember, they're able to use the fast fix. They got one fast fix, basically kind of reset that they're able to use to get back out here. Coffee's got time to come back to the field. Got to be kind of patient now. That's not what he wants to see. I don't want to see a car in front of him hitting the wall and then him getting right into it. Because you get to see it's good reaction time on his part, but it just shows you how much closing rate these cars have if somebody in front of you gets in trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, the straightaways are short, so once you guys are getting up to speed and that happens, You got to have those reactions on point. I mean, we saw it right there. He did an awesome job of getting around him and not getting involved in nothing.
It's about the 8th place spot here. That's Yeo. He's getting passed by the 15 there, Metler. So Brown going to come up through the field here. But he kind of takes it easy. Got Pittman there hanging on to 5th. And meanwhile, Carroll's still out front. And Zimmerman on those old tires, he held them off for a while. Finally, Dave was able to get around him. Kind of showed you just how long it takes. And here comes Tanner back up through the field.
Yeah, Zimmerman's still doing a good job of maintaining really good position with those old tires.
Yes,
and he's being a nuisance to these guys with those newer tires. But
that just shows you how the tires kind of equal out. I mean, his last lap time was a 20:50, but the leader's only running 19:85, and that time he ran a 1991 to a 19:85. So really, he's on the original set of tires. Two guys who got a set of tires at lap 56. Kind of tells you the fall off as we're under caution. Looks like Frank Barb. But just tells you the fall off.
Yeah, that's like 0.06 seconds.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Frank got into the wall, got into the thing, and slams the wall hard. Good spin around.
Woohoo!
So Zimmerman, he's finally going to come in. You know what? Now I got to kind of question this one. Because we just saw how much of a difference the tires are. I don't think the benefits of new tires is enough for him with the track position he's going to lose now. I could be wrong, but he's going to lose an astronomical amount of track position starting him back. And I just don't think those tires... He wasn't that far off pace with older tires.
He wasn't, but now I'm thinking those guys on those newer set now going to be the older set, I guess.
That's what I said, but we got to go back to what we were looking at. Now he's marred way back in traffic. You saw how long it took Day to get around him on tires. How long is it going to take Zimmerman to get through this field?
I'm not sure, because those guys are rocking almost 40-lap old tires right now.
He was rocking 60-some lap old tires.
Yeah, he was. I don't know.
With them.
Maybe he drives the wheels off this thing.
Well, if he does that, then he's going to have any by the time he gets up there. See, that's a fine line. You know, we talk about that a lot. And I'm with you on that one. That's your first instinct as a driver. I got new tires. I need to hurry up and get through the field. Problem is, you do that, usually by the time, and we've seen it from some other drivers, by the time you get around about the 3rd, 4th place spot, guess what? You've used up all your tires, and that's, you kind of fall off. I don't know. I really, unless he just didn't think he was going to make it on fuel, I really feel like, I mean, I'm not in the car with him, but I really feel like Zimmerman probably should have kept the track position. He wasn't that far off. Remember lap times we were talking. I mean, he ran what I said, 1991 to 83. It's not even quite a 10th. But he wasn't really losing a lot. It wasn't going to be the winning move of the race, but I'm going to go out on a limb here. Normally I don't. I'm going to say that this is not going to be the winning move of the race either, unless he just gets some help. Could be wrong. I could be wrong.
He's got coffee there behind him.
Yeah, true. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. What do y'all think out there in the chat? I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think it was a good move for Zimmerman to pit by seeing those lap times that he was putting on with like 60-some, almost 70-some lap old tires against guys who had way newer tires, actually 90-some laps? Even with that too, there, Alex, we got to look at how much time is he going to have to come through the field. These laps click off pretty quick. Green flag.
I think the difference could really help him if he capitalizes on these restarts. We get a couple more cautions.
Yeah.
I think that could really benefit him. But I'm not quite sure if he could pull off catching all the way up front.
About to see what happens. I mean, what really hurts him is that double foul back there. You see a good battle here with Stitz and Pittman. They're hanging it out around the 4th and 5th place spot. And you talk about back here with Zimmerman, you see he's much faster than these guys. Problem is, he's just caught up in the traffic. He's got Coffee back there beating on his back end. He's beating on the front end of the 51 of Sexton right there. Sexton can't go anywhere because he's got a car on his outside, got a car on his front side. And this is kind of what I was saying. Track position with Zimmerman. And there's just nothing he can do at this point. Yeah, he knows he's got a faster machine, but what do you do? And you take it 3 wide, you're taking a very huge chance of wrecking yourself.
Right, and we don't want to see that. It looked like Coffee got shuffled up a little bit back there a couple turns ago on that last lap, but this, oof.
You can see it right there. I mean, you can see him, Zimmerman, way faster than those guys, but just, this is just a product of Martinsville. This is a tough place to pass. Now he got him single file. He might be able to pick them off one by one, but still, just that little bit of time right there, getting held up, allows, he's 4 seconds back, and Joshua Sexton around. Yeo's with him. Let's go back here and see exactly what happened. That's the 51, and the 35 just sent it in a turn.
Dive bombed it.
He did. Carroll right now, person out front. So again, let us know out there on the chat. What do y'all think? Let's Matt says it's a great idea. Let 5 Kings win. Well, there you go. All right, but I mean, I always like getting input. I mean, me and Alex, we sit up here and talk all the time. I mean, what's input out there from y'all folks? What do y'all think? Was it a good move? I don't think it's the winning strategy. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Zimmerman's ability. All right, I mean, he's a good driver. Obviously, he was up front. I just think the timing of the pit strategy and all. And the track that we're on is just not going to benefit it. It's just, just what I see, what I've seen in the past here. I mean, Alex, obviously. I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you think it was a good move to pit like this?
I feel like if he gets stuck on the outside on this restart, it'll hurt him. I think he could really utilize the room once they single file out, but.
Would you have pitted like that, knowing what you were in?
I probably would have, personally. It was just getting stuck behind Joshua Sexton in the 51. Like, that was such a huge hang-up. Gotcha. He probably could have got 1 or 2 more positions.
Well, here's the thing. He's down there with Carroll in race team-wise, so I'm going to say that they're part of a race team. Carroll obviously went around him and got out front. The communication there between team is Zimmerman should say, look, my lap time is only a 10th and a half off of yours, and I'm on 80 lap old tires, and you're on
not even
30, not even 40, 30 lap old tires. Maybe the conversation should have been, was, should I give up this track position, or is these tires definitely going to benefit me to come through the field? And we just seen earlier right there, all it takes is for him to get caught up behind 2 cars battling, and time's pretty much going to run out. I mean, we got 24 laps to go. That could go by really quick if this thing goes green.
Yeah, it absolutely could. And we got Roy out there on saying if he gets P3, he breaks even. Anything higher was a good idea.
And you're right there, Roy. And that's what I was saying earlier, is a lot of times what we see guys might get up there because they're able to use those tires, and they might get to that 3rd, 4th, 5th place position, and they kind of plateau because they've used up a lot of those tires. My question is, if this thing goes green, let's say the rest of the way, 24 laps, for him to get through the field is going to be very, very, very tough. Doable, yes. Tough, absolutely. As you see, he's on the outside. You see Carroll gets a good jump out front. Tanner's got his hands full now with old Stitz there on the outside. Here comes Pittman along with him. And, if we go back here to where he is, you can already see him. He's just caught up right there. That's what's killing him, is getting caught up in traffic.
Yeah, he had the guy right in front of him. I couldn't check what number it was. He got a little squirrely, so he had to back off. So he lost a couple of positions right there. It's just a unfortunate circumstance.
See Coffee
Short
right
track
there.
race.
Yeah, it is. Coffee out there having a good run. He's up to 9th. You got Mettler, Brown and company, Stitz there. So there's some good short track racing. Kind of heating up a little bit here because we're getting down to the closing laps. See these guys getting a little bit dicey. Right there's the 12 machine. Boy, he makes a dive right past the 20. Klein's actually bounced back. Remember, he got in trouble early on.
Yeah, here he is battling up in the top 5 right now, trying to hold on.
Coffee's around. That was a hit. He got turned, went into Brown. Brown went to the wall. Caution's out. Boy, that was a lick right there.
I'm just gonna say Martinsville.
Yeah, short track racing. Well, and again, we're talking about it. We got 18 to go. And I know, and I always like saying this, business is about to pick up. It's run what you brung time. These guys are, it's heating up on the track. It's definitely go time.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna say wreck it or checker it yet.
Not yet. Last lap, last turn,
last
maybe.
lap.
Last lap, last turn.
If you're in the right position.
If you're in the right position, all bets are off at that point. I'm all for the bump and run. And I always like bringing this one up because it irritates Alex. I always like my man Joey Logano when he pushed Martin Truex out the way and beat him to the line on an expert bump and run.
So
And all these new age soft NASCAR fans out there, they didn't like that. But the main man Earnhardt did that through his whole years, and nobody ever said anything. He wrecked guys all the time, and nobody said nothing. So, different generation from where I came from to now.
yeah, so let's just get this squashed right now. I was fine with everything you said because despite being a Martin Truex Jr. fan,
It was a good
I
race.
can at least respect a good bump and run.
It was
But
a good
now-
one. Yeah, it was a good one.
But
It was
now
good.
that you say that Dale Earnhardt did it and nobody batted an eye, it's so true. It's so true.
I know, I don't want to bring it all something, but it definitely, because there was a lot of people that were mad. Joey Logano did him wrong, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there going, that was textbook. You can't get no
Textbook.
more textbook than that. Obviously, here's the thing. So either one of the drivers is going to win, one's going to lose. It's either going to be your driver or the other driver, okay? And then that's just how it works in racing. So one of them was going to lose. Somebody's always going to be mad. Somebody's always going to be happy. But at the end of the day, that was textbook. And the problem is I grew up, like I say, in Earnhardt era. I'm a big Bill Elliott fan and all. Many a times I've seen Earnhardt run guys over, bump and run guys out the way. I mean, you go back to see what he did to Terry Labonte. I mean, basically in the last lap, he just wrecked him. Nobody batted an eye of that. They were, oh, yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Anyways, back to racing here. Short track. The reason we bring that up is because we could see a bump and run here. So keep your eyes open. But, boy, Carroll, he's going to make sure that don't happen. He got a good jump on the field.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a bump and run for a podium finish.
Look at Tanner, man. Tanner's going to try to say, look, I'm going to just drive it in there. He's battling hard with Day. Day, they got together a little bit, though. And, Day wasn't able to hang on to it. It's a big one in the back. We got the 12 upside
We're
down.
rolling. Oh, there's Zimmerman smoking it into the wall.
Oh, just like that. Wrong place, wrong time. Let's go back on the. It started up front with Day. Tanner and them just side by side. Good racing between them, and then just kind of a little contact. Day kind of went sideways. We're watching this 12 here. That's Chris Stitz. What's his last name right? So he went head over heels. I went a little sideways, and then Chris is okay right there. But then the next thing you know, boom, he starts getting hit. Oh, you see Zimmerman was almost through it. Then he just runs it into a wall. But Chris
Who
flips
put
it
that
upside
wall
down
there?
and still keeps going.
Hey, if it runs, it runs.
See, absolutely. He's able to keep going. So
Power
wow.
move by Tanner, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Puts
the
him up
time to do it.
second. And they were side by side. So there, I mean, that's just one. That's another thing that, you know, I'm fall for. You know, you get to a guy's rear, anything behind that rear tire, you hitting somebody. As a driver, you should probably know better. All right. If you get up to the guy's door, okay. Now there again, there is a door slam, and you can still turn right, slam them, or left, or whatever. But I say if you get up there and you trade paint side by side with each other, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm just a spectator. Obviously, I'm not in a car. You know this, Alex, and a lot of people out there. These drivers, you know, what we say and what we look at and what we're excited over, drivers aren't. They're going to get mad at each other.
No further comments from me on that subject.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you got Carroll sitting out front. He's loving it because he gets to control this field. Tanner's there in second. Pittman up into third. If I'm not mistaken, that is actually Five King Motorsports. I know Tanner and Pittman. Carroll is not. Carroll, I don't even know who he drives for, but it's a different team. So you've got 3 Five King Motorsports drivers behind them. That's a green flag, and I think Carroll understands that. And look at these guys. They don't care if they're teammates. Here comes Marth through the field. He just pushed. Wow. Actually, that was Pittman. He just pushed Tanner out the way.
Yeah, he stuck that thing in there and was like, nah, I'm taking this spot from you. And he did in a pretty dominant way, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
He just took that position from him. But here's Zimmerman right here, too. Right behind these guys. After getting involved in that wreck, still hanging out right there.
Oh, 20 got a little sideways climb. Caution out. Again, a little bump to the side. It's not taking much to send these cars around, so. All right. Tell you. Interesting. Brings us up 7 to go.
Yeah, I think we either go green 3 laps or 2 laps to go.
Not quite a green-white checkered yet, folks. Remember, we got 3 attempts at a green-white checker.
Heck yeah. I think, 3 laps?
Yeah, we'd have to go about 3-4 laps in order for it to click off one. All right, it has been interesting, and just like that, this is basically what you come to expect at the end of these races. Everybody's trying to get what they can get.
Got Apollo over here knocking things over because he has no spatial awareness. Over here like, I'm busy. He's like, crash. Crack. Crazy guy. Just like his dad.
There you go. So we got, hey, what? It's a good race here tonight so far.
Absolutely. I think Tanner's going to do what he can not to let Pittman drop down to that low line. But with the starts that Carroll's been getting, Tanner's going to have to be right on that bumper, man. Or Pittman's just going to slide right down.
Yep, out front. Carroll, Pittman, Tanner all right there with it. Here we go.
Yeah, I think.
These lights still on though.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What kind of pace car is that? A BMW?
It's kind of one of them gender neutral cars that iRacing came out with, they said there's really not any brand.
Gender neutral.
We just call it car, I guess.
The car, pace car.
Yeah, there we go. I don't.
Ford Fusion. It looks like a Ford Fusion.
It does look like one, yeah. I said that before. When I first
Right,
saw it,
that's where I got it from.
It just looks kind of like, still like a Ford out there, so. Or a Dodge. That Dodge I used to have was back in the day. It'll come to me. Anyways, Cormac Green, Carroll Pittman. I wonder if Tanner's going to get back there on Pittman. Remember earlier, we see guys behind him spinning the tires a little bit. Tanner's, I thought he was going to drive it on the inside. He gave him a little bump. There's your bump and run.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. Yee.
Yes, it was. Well, he wasn't able to complete it, though. Pittman firing back on the outside. This is a good battle between two teammates right here. In the meantime, Carroll's loving what he's seeing. White flag. One more time around here. It doesn't matter what happens. These guys can kill themselves. And look who's sitting in fourth. Boy, Zimmerman. Talk about a bounce back.
Yeah, here he
Final
is.
turns. Final time. Zimmerman
And that
tried.
car crashing off the
Oh,
back.
who's going to drag race? Tanner got it. To the line. Tanner got second. Pittman came home in third. Carroll's going to bring it home and the win tonight. What a finish to that one there, Alex.
Yeah, that was a picture perfect bump and run right there, man.
Awesome.
That was some good stuff.
Awesome.
And it worked out how he wanted it. He got that position.
Well, let's bring up third place man, Pittman. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Mr. Pittman, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man. Last restart right there, man. Let me hear where your head was at.
Last restart, well, I had my teammate Tanner right there behind me, so I knew that if I could get clear, I could probably get down, but he got bumped from behind and he got into me and moved me up, but I knew if I could just stay even with him, we would be okay, so I just kind of stayed even with him best I could and came home third, so I'm happy with that. Martinsville, chaotic race. I'm just happy to finish, especially in the top three to help our point scenario.
Absolutely, man. Like you said, I mean, drag race into the end. That was pretty exciting finish up there. You weren't really hanging out up the top the most time. How'd you cut through the field? Kind of come up to where you were.
Well, last season I won the championship last season by just kind of being patient and then eventually slowly making my way through the field with about 40 to go. And I rode about 6th or 7th most of the race tonight, and then a couple of cautions really played out good for us. And we got into one guy, we got into Alex Coffey there, and he, we have some history, so we got together, and I didn't mean to wreck him, but we did. But besides that, I just kind of was being patient. That's the last 2 weeks I've driven hard trying to go to the front, and I've learned that if I just go back to last season's plan and just be patient, it really helps us get to the front a lot quicker.
Good mentality standpoint there, I think, as well. Right there with you, man. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for this third place finish here at Martinsville tonight?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank my grandparents, as always, my dad and my girlfriend, MF Racing Designs, 5 Kings Motorsports, good group of guys over there, McConey Setup Shop, and Savage Edge, and then, of course, you guys for broadcasting the race, and then Tanner and Joshua Sexton for putting on this league. It's really fun, and anybody out there that's watching that wants to find a good super late model league, this is the one you want to come to. It's normally clean. Obviously tonight it's Martinsville, so there's going to be beating and banging, but it's a really good league, and then that's about everybody.
Heck yeah, man. Well, super exciting race, like you said, coming up there with a little bit of time left. Definitely making them know that, hey, I won the championship last year. I'm still knocking this year. So congratulations to your third place finish, man. Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank y'all.
All right, there's Christian Pittman. Like you said, well, let's bring second place man here, Tanner. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Tanner, it's Alex over the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Alex? I got you.
Hey, man, so kind of running up front most of the time until you got that wonky, I guess you say those couple guys that didn't come down pit road. Definitely y'all made your way back up there. And then this last restart. Let me know what was going through your head starting it in third when you know Mr. Carroll up front has got a rocket ship on the restarts.
Man, it's all I was thinking was for myself, get a good restart. Pittman's my teammate, but we know we're racing last 3 laps, gloves come off, and we were just racing hard at that point, you know. Car felt good, but man, Carroll was just on he was on a different planet tonight, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, man. And Joe and I were talking about it earlier about a textbook bump and run. And we thought yours on Pittman was pretty good, man. Were you hoping for that to happen? Is that worked out well for you? I mean, you guys were drag racing to the end off of turn 4 on that last lap. Super exciting for us up here. Was that kind of what you were hoping for? Or?
So I kind of slid into him more than anything, but it worked out. So we won't never tell him that unless he watched the broadcast. But I mean, it did work out, luckily.
Heck yeah, man. So second place here tonight at Martinsville. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for it?
Yes, I got to thank teammates over at Five Kings Motorsports, of course. You can like us on Facebook. Then I thank McConey Setup Shop, MF Racing Designs, thebuckheater.com, Raised Energy, FB's Custom Sim Racing Button Box, and BAM Racing Videos.
Awesome, my dude. Well, like I said, coming in here second place in a pretty exciting fashion here at Martinsville. Definitely got some paint traded, some hard racing here tonight. Exciting, definitely. Good one to go back and watch. So, congratulations, second place finish, man. Look forward to talking to you.
All right, thank you, buddy.
There we go, Tanner, man, making it home in second here tonight. Well, this guy here, though, Carroll, pulling it off. Carroll, Joanne the booth, got a copy?
I have a big fat copy, sir.
Well, I tell you what, you had a definitely fast hot rod out there tonight. Now, was you a little worried them Five King Motorsports guys were going to kind of gang up on you?
You know what, man? Those guys are all fast. Those Five King boys bring it every week. Jason Day and all those guys, Pittman, all those guys are super fast. And that's not a good feeling when you got 5 fast guys on your tailpipe going into the first corner.
Well, he was able to keep them off, keep them going. They were back there battling, beating and banging on each other. He was able to stay out front. Now, was you a little worried earlier in the race? You kind of got behind there some and had to kind of battle your way back up through the field.
Yeah, I almost killed Alex Coffey there. I apologize, man, for firing it in there. I had some fresh tires, and he didn't, and I almost killed him. But we got through there. But I was looking for the track position there at Martinsville. You know there's going to be a ton of cautions, and if I had a little bit older tires than everybody, I would still rather get that jump on the restart. So I wanted to beat him to the front with those new tires, and I did.
Absolutely, you did. And I was able to get out front, put it in victory lane here tonight, Martinsville, for the Five Kings Motorsport Crooked Line Racing Super Late Model. You got anybody you want to thank for a great win?
Yeah, I got to thank Pit Lizard Performance. I have to thank USAFirearms.com. They sponsor us and make all these cars fast. And Brian Zimmerman. And I got to thank Jason Day for getting me into this league, man. These guys, they run a real tight ship. They run a really good show. And it's fun every week. We just got to keep them cautions down. But these guys do a really good job. And you guys for the broadcast as well.
Absolutely. I tell you what, there you go. That's your winner tonight here. Oh, Chris Carroll. Carroll, again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully see you a few more times this year.
There we go. Winner tonight. Well, tell you what, kicking it off here, race number 3 here at Martinsville. It was a good one out here, Alex. We saw a lot of things, some caution, some good strategy, and some good flat-out racing.
Absolutely, we did, man. Definitely coming out here not knowing jack diddly about super late models and getting some more insight from you and from looking up some stuff. And pretty neat watching these guys roll around and race here tonight. I mean, super exciting. Martinsville always is. And like I said, that super exciting finish got those guys battling for that second place spot real hard as Carroll's up front just walking away from them. But man, super exciting race. Love to see it. Definitely excited.
Absolutely. Well, for myself and everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to leave here for the Crooked Line Racing. Everyone, have a good night.